Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. My name is Christina, and on my channel I share all my own experiences with all things beauty. So if you guys are interested in seeing the best and most honest reviews and how-tos from a consumer's perspective, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, as well as leave any comments that you have for me down below. As you can tell, I am wearing very minimal makeup today. I just have like a brow cream, the Fenty Gloss Bomb, as well as a little bit of powder dusted all over my face because I feel like I want to talk about some skincare stuff, and I felt like it was very fitting. Recently, I have been talking y'all's ears off about skincare. I have just been super obsessed for a very long time, but the difference is now I'm starting to really look into why I really enjoy skincare, the ingredients that have been working for me throughout the years, why those ingredients have been working for me. So I wanted to share with you guys all the things that I have kind of figured out myself. As I said, I have been doing a lot of talking about skincare in a few videos back where I did my natural no makeup look. I talked more about skincare there as well, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to. I figured that we would do the very basic first step type of thing for skincare, and that is cleanser. And I want to talk specifically about CeraVe cleansers. Now, I'm sure you guys have all heard about CeraVe. It's a very, very popular brand globally. I feel like it's so highly recommended, especially from dermatologists, because it's very stripped down, very good quality skincare. I know that it's difficult to pick a cleanser from CeraVe because, I mean, let's be honest, the packaging does not really draw your attention. It all is pretty basic and it's very cut and dry. If you have this skin type, use this one. If you have this skin type, use this one. But I'm here to tell you guys that it is a little bit more complex than that, I guess. And I just wanted to talk about that part of it. So I have 3 cleansers that I wanted to touch on. So if you guys are in the market for a new cleanser, especially with CeraVe, if you want something that is most likely going to be pretty good for your skin, then just keep on watching. All right, so let's get into it. What is all the hype about CeraVe products? Why does everyone swear by it? So basically, CeraVe's products have 3 essential ceramides in them. Now, ceramides are lipids that make up 50% of the skincare barrier. So their products claim to restore the natural barrier of the skin and keeping harmful elements out of the skin. So Cera, that's from ceramides, and then the VE part is, I gotta read this, multivesicular emulsion technology. So I guess it's just the VE in vesicular. So that's where CeraVe comes from. So CeraVe products are developed with dermatologists and are approved by dermatologists, obviously, because, you know, if they're making it, then they have to approve of it. Essential stuff. So I first started using CeraVe products years and years ago. I don't even remember why I started. I think I was just in the market for a new cleanser. I had seen that they had a bunch of really good ones that everyone swore by. So I figured I would try it out. I didn't want a cleanser that had all the frills or whatever to it. I feel like cleansers just need to be very basic, give your skin the essentials that it needs in order to let the other skincare ingredients and products that I use kind of sink in and work and be effective. At the time, I had oily skin when I started using it. Now, if you guys have seen my previous videos, you know in the last few months, my skin has become extremely dry for what I'm used to. I don't get oily anymore. I don't like use blotting sheets anymore, which is crazy because I used to use them multiple times in a day. So all of that happened, that transition happened. But at the time when I started using CeraVe products, I had oily skin, but I still chose to use the hydrating cleanser. Now, the reason I did was because I initially picked up the foaming one and it actually was too dry for my skin. Even though I had oily skin, I felt like it sucked the life out of my skin, was not about it. So I got the hydrating cleanser and I loved it. I used it with my Foreo for about, I want to say 3 to 4 years. So again, it is a little more complex than what it just says on the bottle. If you have normal to oily skin, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to want to use the foaming cleanser because it may not be what your oily skin needs. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, throughout this video, I'm going to be inserting some clips of my skin directly after using some of these cleansers. I'm also going to be adding how it foams up or if it doesn't foam up, etc. So you guys can see all of that information. So make sure you watch the video to its entirety so you don't miss out on any of those clips. So to start off, I'm going to talk about the first, my holy grail cleanser from CeraVe for the longest time. I only have a small bottle here because I already knew that I really liked it. And I have other cleansers. This was my travel cleanser, or is my travel cleanser, and this is the Hydrating Facial Cleanser. It's labeled for normal to dry skin. It cleanses, hydrates, and helps restore the protective skincare barrier. Or skin barrier, because again, ceramides. So what makes this different from the other cleansers is the ingredients. So it has 3 essential ceramides, which they all have, but this includes hyaluronic acid. And as we know, hyaluronic acid is an ingredient that retains double or triple or something times its own weight. So it retains that moisture, keeps moisture in the skin. Really, really great if you have dehydrated, dry skin. So the texture of this one, I would say a hybrid between gel and cream because it is a little more transparent. It's not so opaque in color, I guess. So it still feels lightweight whenever you squeeze it onto your hands. This one stays creamy. It does not foam up. It kind of thins out and feels like a gel as you're applying it. Like I said, I did use it with my Foreo for a very long time, and I do feel like when you put a good amount of product on the Foreo and then with it vibrating and stuff, it does create a little bit of a suds, but not necessarily foaming aspect to it. It doesn't have a foaming aspect to it. That's what I'm trying to say. I loved it because it left my skin feeling very clean. Like I had tried the Cetaphil one in the past and I felt like I was just rubbing, I don't know, a wash off moisturizer or something on my skin. It was weird. So I just stuck to CeraVe. If I'm wearing makeup, I'll take it off with some sort of makeup remover, whether it be a balm, oil, or my face halo, and then I'll use my cleanser to cleanse again to really get the skin clean before I do the rest of my skincare. I really enjoy this one because I feel like this cleanser plays really well with other skincare products. The reason I think this is labeled for dry skin is because it doesn't strip the face, which, you know, it's not supposed to, but also it kind of leaves a little bit of a hydrated, I want to say film, but it doesn't feel like a gross film. Like you can tell that there's a little bit of the residue, but it almost feels like a moisturizer. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever used those in-shower moisturizers, the lotions from like Jergens and stuff like that, and you put it on, you wash it off or whatever, or do you wash it off? I think you just like put it on and then you pat yourself dry and then you feel moisturized. That's kind of the same effect. Not as intense, but it gives you almost that same type of film on the face. In my opinion, I would say that even if you have oily skin, try this one out. If you don't like that tight, like dry feeling that other cleansers that are supposed to be for oily skin give you, try this, see if it works out for you. All right, the next cleanser that I have is the CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser. It is marketed towards normal to oily skin, and the difference with this one is that it does have 3 essential ceramides and hyaluronic acid, but it also includes niacinamide. And niacinamide, as we may know, it's supposed to help with pores and with removing like excess oils and stuff and refining the skin basically. So it's great if you have breakouts and stuff and you have oily skin. However, this cleanser, so drying on my skin. When I had oily skin and I tried this one out, this is insanely drying. It's so stripping, which was insane because I considered myself to have pretty intensely oily skin because, as I mentioned, I was using blotting sheets multiple times throughout the day and I would look shiny by the like 1 p.m. when I put makeup on at like 10 a.m. you know? Maybe it was just because I wasn't used to really stripping cleansers. I don't know. But when I went to go test all of these cleansers out again the last few weeks, I was using this one and I noticed that I was breaking out. I think it was just drying my skin so intensely that I was getting tiny little bumps. Like I have a little pimple right here and I think that my skin was just so parched. The texture of this foaming facial cleanser is, you guessed it, foaming. It is a gel-like substance. It comes out clear, looks like a jelly, and then when you mix it with water, it does foam up really nicely. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy a good foam, a good bubbling up of Zip products, but if it strips my skin, it's a no-go for me. But I do enjoy that feeling, that texture on my skin, so I was a little bummed about that. It definitely created a lot of tightness, especially around my jawline, because I am getting very dry around here because of wearing masks so often. My skin is just getting super dehydrated. I would say that this cleanser is very good for people that don't have sensitive skin. They do have oily skin. I wouldn't recommend it to normal skin because I just feel like it would be too stripping. I don't necessarily think it's something that you would need unless, you know, you have acne that tends to come up and you want the niacinamide in there to kind of fight that. I think that I was breaking out from it because it was just too drying for me. I think that if I had normal or oily skin, I don't think it would have broken me out, but I do think that it still would have been very drying. So whenever you use like a clay mask or something, and then you take it off, and right before you use like your other skincare products, you know how your skin just feels very tight and you can kind of see that it's a little bit ashy. That was the effect that I was getting from that. And I would have continued to use it because once I put on all of my face products, it's not that bad. Like, it doesn't feel super dry, but again, I was breaking out, so put that to the side and tried out the other ones. This is kind of a weird thing to note, but I feel like this product would be really good for bacne. If you've ever had bacne, you know that you get tiny little bumps and sometimes your back can be a little oily. I feel like this would strip it very, very well because, you know, your back skin isn't as sensitive as your face, so it might not be too drying once you put lotion and stuff on after a shower. For a couple years when I was younger, I was using face washes that were meant for acne on my back because I did have bacne, and it cleared that up really well. I think this product would be awesome for that. I can't say for sure, I just kind of have a theory. So if that's something you're looking for, this might be a good thing to pick up as well. It does come in a travel size. However, it's a lot more difficult to find the travel size of this one versus the hydrating one. I don't know what it is. I checked Target and everything and I couldn't find it in stores. I could only buy it online. But that's that. The next and final cleanser that I have is a new one to the CeraVe cleanser line. This is the CeraVe Hydrating Cream-to-Foam Cleanser. It's marketed towards normal to dry skin. This one, I want to say, is my favorite of the bunch. It says right here on the bottle that it cleanses, hydrates, and removes makeup without disrupting the protective skin barrier. Like I said, I double cleanse, so that part like I didn't necessarily need, but it's good to know that you can double cleanse with the same cleanser. This also has 3 essential ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and it includes amino acids. So it says on their website that this cleanser is made for dry skin types to enjoy a cream cleanser and then a foaming texture to enjoy a refreshing feel. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, right? So you have the foaming, bubbly texture, and you also have the creaminess, which in turn is more hydrating on the skin. I feel like it gives my skin a better clean than the hydrating lotion, but it doesn't completely dry my skin out the same way that the foaming cleanser does. Now I have some clips of my skin directly after using this, and once it had dried, you can kind of see that I do have dryness around my jawline because, like I said, I'm getting very dry in that area because of masks and like winter time and stuff. But once I apply my moisturizer, my serums, my sunscreen, all of that goes away. My skin doesn't feel dry or any tightness or anything like that underneath any of my products. They really do sink into the skin. I feel like this gives me a very good clean whenever I'm wearing makeup, and once I take it off at night, I put on my skincare. I feel like I have a clean blank canvas, and that's wonderful. It is much more opaque than the hydrating cleanser is, and it kind of looks like Elmer's glue when you first dispense it into your hands. Once you kind of work it into the skin and then add water as you go, it starts to foam up. I really like the feeling of the cream. It feels very relaxing and calming on the skin, and then it becomes a foam, and that's when I feel like my skin starts to really feel clean. And this This one does not break me out. I think it's a really good balance between moisturizing and cleansing. I would say this cream to foam cleanser, I would recommend across the board, all skin types, because it is hydrating at first. It feels really nice and calming on the skin, but then it becomes a foam and then it can get rid of excess buildup of oil, some makeup, dirt, pollution, whatever is going on your skin that day. It will completely remove that and get your face ready for the rest of your skincare. Of course, I don't recommend ever just going in with a cleanser and then leaving it at that. I always recommend having a good skincare regimen in the morning, at night. I have a daytime skincare routine on my channel that I will link for you guys if you're interested. I feel like if you don't have any specific skin concerns that you want your cleanser to target, such as, you know, cystic acne or just acne in general, I think this is a great everyday cleanser. It's something that I feel like I will go back to. So the way that I would rank these cleansers, I would put the cream to foam at the top, the hydrating in the middle, and then the foaming cleanser at the bottom. All right guys, so what did you think? Have you ever tried any of the cleansers that I mentioned today in this video, or did this video kind of help you decide which one you want to pick up next? Please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your opinions on this. I know that a lot of people use CeraVe products, and it's so interesting seeing how many different skincare types enjoy the different products. If you found this video helpful or you enjoyed it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!